This video leak shows Master Chief in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but there's a catch. Let's talk all about it. Block content. What's happening, my Block buddies, and welcome to a brand new episode of Blocked Content's Leak Speak. My name is Callum, and this is going to be your content for today. Today, we get to break down this video leak. It looks really interesting. A lot of people have given their opinions, and of course, there's a lot of stuff possible with modding these days, but it does look very interesting and very legitimate. A lot of people have been saying, like, wow, you know, if you break this down into like the technical pieces, it does look something like that is very hard to fake, or at least something very well done by the person that has made this. Of course, there's also the possibility that this is completely real and that this is just leaked out of nowhere, and we are going to be discussing both of those options. Now, of course, for the longest time, a lot of fans have really wanted Master Chief from the Halo franchise to join Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I myself am a big proponent of this because I think that Master Chief represents a whole lot of gaming, like a big spectrum of it. It, you know, is Microsoft, even though we already have two Microsoft reps in Smash, if you want to call Banjo one, you know, because they acquired it, and then, of course, Steve, which is Minecraft, which also acquired it. I think that Master Chief, the Halo franchise, really feels synonymous with Microsoft, would be the real first Microsoft rep. So that is something that I think would be in favor of the character. The character also represents first-person shooters. Now, people have also been talking about Doomslayer, so that could also happen. And today, we also get to talk a little bit about Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, which is a brand new Switch game that is coming out next month, really soon, and I'm so excited about that game because the Bowser's Fury content looks incredible, but there seems to be something hidden. Yes, it might be a new playable character in the game. So yeah, let's talk about it all. Let's talk about all the cat news. And of course, I've been answering many of you guys' questions about Smash Ultimate and new fighters in our show Question Blocked, where I answer your questions. What do I think of your favorite game? How do you start making YouTube content? Whatever you can think of, send your question through to blockedcontentmail@gmail.com, and I will answer your question live on the show in our next Question Blocked episode. Well, let's just dive into all the information because first off, it is of course this leak, and it just has a very few lines to say, right? It's just this video that essentially does the talking. It says, Master Chief is going to be a deluxe Mii Fighter costume in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. First in, it drops in the next DLC wave sometime in March. Then the Mii color changes the armor color, like Bomberman does. And heard that they considered Energy Sword, but decided on a Mii Gunner. So this is so cool, like the idea I really like. It's generally just a really cool idea to see Master Chief in Smash in any sort of way. Of course, having this huge head is because it's a Mii Fighter, so that kind of, you know, already makes sense. And having the pose of a Mii Gunner, I think also fits with the character. Yes, I think a sword fighter would have been really cool because I think that Master Chief really feels at home with that Energy Sword, and it, you know, looks really cool on the character. But yeah, if it's not going to be a gunner, it is going to feel a little bit strange, right? I mean, the first thing you think about when you see Master Chief is either the original pistol from the original game or something like the battle rifle or like a plasma gun, something like that. So yes, I would love to see something like this. I think generally the video is very convincing. You know, it looks like it just actually belongs in the game. And of course, that is easy to fake. That is, well, not easy to fake, but it is fakeable, right? People with a lot of skill and a lot of modding expertise could definitely put this in the game. If that is the case, then I have a lot of respect for these people because it's done very well. Now, it also kind of feels like this is the armor for Master Chief from Halo 4, if I'm not mistaken. It doesn't look really all that much like the armor from the Halo that we are going to be getting in this year, or maybe even next year if it gets delayed again, and that is the Halo Infinite armor. It doesn't really look all that much like it, but if you feel a different way, then please let me know in the comments. I am not that hyper specific on these armors, but I do feel like it looks a little bit more like the 343 Industries game, like a Halo 4 or Halo 5. But yeah, it could definitely also be the thing that they're using in Fortnite right now, which is the new Halo Infinite armor. Now, what's cool about this is that, of course, if this is real, then it doesn't mean that Master Chief is coming as a playable character, but just as a Mii costume. So for a lot of people, that'd be, a little bit of a breath. There's a lot of people that don't want this character to be playable just because they think, Doomslayer deserves to be in his place. I'm not one of those people. I would rather have them both in, and if I had to choose between Doomslayer and Master Chief, I grew up in a time where Halo was just the big thing, right? That was just my age, my era. So yeah, I have love for that franchise and for that character, so I would love to see Master Chief in the game. Now, this leak being this believable is very cool because someone put a lot of hard work into this and it genuinely looks very well done, but as this leak states, just like Bomberman, you can change the colors. I mean, that could have been the golden ticket in if you were going to be modding this, right? You just use the base set of Bomberman, a big head, that kind of an outfit, and then you just mod around it, right? Then it's like, well, then it's just Master Chief and all those different colors. So in terms of those colors, they don't really reflect the way that those colors look in the games, right? I mean, they look like very bright primary colors, but in Halo they use a very specific type of red when they use red for an armor. They use a very specific type of blue when they use blue for an armor. So yeah, I on that alone, I would also say I'm a little bit iffy on this, but it could potentially be really cool, right? People are going to be a little bit sad if they wanted Master Chief as a playable character and he gets a Mii Deluxe costume. And who is going to be that March fighter? Well, right now we really have no clue. We really have no leg to stand on in those terms. Well, what I also wanted to talk about in this video is the information around Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. So I'll go around that really quickly. I think that the newest trailer and the overview video were incredible. They showed off a lot of information about the game, so you can actually play Super Mario 3D World online with your friends, which is awesome, but you can also play Bowser's Fury with another friend who plays as Bowser Jr., which I really love. I think that it's so cool. It's kind of like a Cappy mechanic where you can punch enemies and kind of ground pound on them and just, fly around a little bit. But what really caught my eye was the different cats that are roaming around the universe, and it feels like they are representing the original characters, right? There's a green cat that looks like Luigi, there's a pink cat that looks really like Peach, and all of the other colors also correspond to the other playable characters. So from that sense, I really got an idea, wait, are they actually doing this thing where the other playable characters are cats, and maybe if you rescue them or do some sort of mission, they will transform into playable characters like Luigi and Blue Toad and Rosalina and Peach, and you can actually play as them in the Bowser's Fury mode. That would be incredible. Just think of their, Giga Cat versions, which, has been announced as the full name. The full name of the new Bowser is Godslayer Bowser in Japan and Fury Bowser in the rest of the world. So yeah, very interesting. I really want to know that Calico Cat, will it transform into Daisy? Will we get another playable character? I think it's already really cool that we got Bowser Jr. now to play as. It's not a full moveset, but I'll get what I can take. But I think that maybe Daisy is that Calico Cat, right? Maybe that if you assemble all of the cats, if you assemble all the playable characters at the end of Bowser's Fury, you might even unlock Daisy as a playable character in not just Bowser's Fury, but then also in the base game, Super Mario 3D World. That would be incredible, but that's just speculation on my part. I'm really curious what you guys think about all the news of today, especially that Master Chief leak. If you comment down below, that could actually be featured and read out loud in our next video. And today's comment question is, do you actually want Master Chief in Ultimate? And as for previous comment question winner, our answer comes to us from our user, Astro Pirate, saying, "Hey Blocked Content, hope you read this and discuss it properly, if you choose to." This Twitter post by a fan account on Twitter shows how the account Sackboy for Smash was followed by the official Little Big Planet Twitter. Could easily be insignificant, but you never know. I thought I'd show this to you. Perhaps a real Sony rep is happening. Take care now. Well, I looked through this, Astro Pirate, so thank you so much for sending that link, and I think that it's very interesting, right? I mean, it could definitely mean nothing, and Sackboy and Little Big Planet is just following accounts that have Sackboy in it, or Little Big Planet, or stuff like that. And also, maybe they really wanted to like give a little hint to Nintendo, like, yeah, we could definitely see this happening. There's two things that I'm kind of wary of. Number one is that Sackboy was, of course, a big playable character in the PlayStation All-Stars game. There really generally has been no crossover, right? I mean, they're still a little bit ashamed of that game, and I think that Nintendo really doesn't want to have like that kind of a connection, like, oh yeah, we're doing it right this time. And the other part is that, yeah, it's just a fan account being followed by a real account, and I think that these real accounts, they kind of have the responsibility to follow those fan accounts, right? Not, of course, all the time, but in these terms, I think that it would just be the sweet thing to do. I mean, they're fans, they're really pushing for your character in your world, so the least thing you can do is like press a button that follows them. So yeah, I don't think that that is, proof, but it could definitely be interesting to discuss Sackboy and another Sony rep in another video. So I might do that in the future because I was a PlayStation kid also next to a Nintendo kid when I grew up. So I have a lot of love also for Little Big Planet. So thank you so much for sending in our comments, guys. These are always a ton of fun to do. And of course, a huge shout out to our latest Patreon supporters and the super chats that you guys send during our live streams. You guys make block content possible. So if you want to have yourself created in blocked content style, join me for a Skype chat, or even have your own ideas become animations, go to patreon.com/blockedcontent. There's a bunch of incredible rewards there, and they're waiting for you. And remember, if you are not yet a member of the Blocked Content family yet, hit subscribe now. Smash that like button and ring the bell for notifications, and all the news and fun you care about will be delivered on the daily to you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you around the corner with, as always, more Blocked Content. See ya!